I'll call from a 308 area code. Who's this? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Sam, it's me, Kowalski.
Kowalski from Nebraska. What's happening, Kowalski?
Oh, not much. Just thought I'd give you a little more lively update from the city of Grand Island.
Now, Kowalski is in Grand Island. There is a meat processing plant there, so there's been a cluster of COVID-19 outbreak. What's happening there?
We are about double Omaha. So the largest city of about 300 and some odd thousand, and the one county of Douglas has fewer cases than about 60,000 in Hall.
Wow.
My farm sits over the flight path for the Meta Chopper, so about twice a day, 2 people are getting flown to Lincoln or Omaha because we have 16 ICU beds at the one hospital here, which actually tends to a larger area of the state, like especially towards the north. So they want to keep 2 beds open for emergencies, so they just keep flighting more people out.
Wow. I mean, I think that I think is analogous to the sirens that people hear or have been hearing. And my understanding is they've diminished in New York. I think that's what it is. It's like transferring folks to different ICU beds when one facility fills up. And what's the sense that people have there? I mean, has it, we're looking.
Most people don't care.
What?
Honestly, that's what I'm getting. By and large, it's affecting the poorer people, the limited minority population. Just sold some hay yesterday to a gentleman who's about 83. He says he's not worried about it. He thinks it's been overblown. He thinks that the people who are getting sick have pre-existing conditions. That's why they're getting sick. So he's basically blaming the individual. And from what I can gather on social media, outside of maybe your centrist circles, which is probably less than half of the state's population out here, that's pretty much the universal feeling. Rather disappointing, to say the least, but like my sister-in-law, she's a nurse. She's said this is really, really serious. And I don't think it's dawned on people that this is going to be a thing till probably 2021. So
that's nuts.
Yeah, definitely not the experience I would thought, especially when Trump has, Fauci out there saying it's a big deal. Like, that's not enough. But I guess there's also the contradictions of, we would need to get the country open, which I don't think a lot of people are really understanding what that's going to mean yet.
And that's why those ads, the Nancy Pelosi ad is so effective for that base, is it's feeding into the economic, then it's completely taking the message away from the actual health crisis. And so when the fear of economics and, whatever's going to happen to the economy in the next few months and beyond outweighs the fear of dying because it's not right in front of them and they don't hear the sirens or they don't see the bodies being transported out of their neighbors' homes, then that's what's going to weigh on them.
Yep. I agree with you. Kowalski, thanks for the call. I mean, I think it's the close proximity to the impact that I think is what is the counterweight, and that might have to be, that might, I don't know, that we may have to see more of that till people the perspective on it changes.
Listen, Sam, I have to say I've been watching a lot of CNN for the last month, but especially the last couple of days. And I'm a little infuriated that they're highlighting these protests so much. And they say things like, oh, let's just make sure to tell everybody there's just a couple of protesters. It's not really reflective of a movement. Well, then stop putting them on TV.
Right.
You know how you guys don't like to profile socialists? Try to do that with these wackos who are affecting all of us. And maybe put more people on, not just to talk about their experience with people, but like what it actually is. Not Chris Cuomo talking about his father, haunting him in his dreams, but actually have doctors on and say, this guy in New York right now, this actor from 42 years old is going to have his leg amputated because he's been in a coma for the last 2.5 weeks. Tell those stories. No underlying conditions, what it means to not be able to get tested or have no one there to take care of you when you have hot sweats at night and you're tossing and turning and you can't even get up to have a glass of water.
I I'm like I say, the next like 3 to 6 weeks are going to be really, I don't know, instructive, I guess, as to where, how long this is all going to last. But let's go back to the phone.